Sajni here, and in this video I am going to talk about the pitfalls of manifestation, okay, and the pitfalls of success really, okay, and how we inhibit our own selves and turn our own intelligence against us, okay. So stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to get deep into the concept of the subconscious mind and how we can really use this information for our own advantage. We are going to really talk about the pitfalls of manifestation, or the pitfalls of success really, and what we can do to really turn our intelligence to work and ally with us. Okay, right now, if you haven't checked out the video that I have made on the hypnotic rhythm, okay, that we dance around, okay, where we turn our own intelligence against us and we do not use our mind consciously to create our own reality, versus we are subject to the reality and we go as per, we ride as per the circumstance. So the problem happens, so if you watch, if we see kids around, right, so it's only by the age of 6 to 7 years, according to the book, if you read the book, you know, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, is a very good read, okay. He explains very well that, you know, how in a child, or in children, okay, the conscious mind, or the logical, or the analytical, or the rational mind starts to develop only at the age of like 6 or 7 years old, okay. Till then, the children don't have all these faculties, and therefore the intuitive faculty is very high, which means that they don't have any, you know, really, if you come to think of it, they don't have the really mind to analyze or introspect or rationalize or be logical. They are in a free zone, right? Therefore, they can grasp anything, they can learn anything faster. They're super absorbers. And you teach them one language or 15 language, does not matter. They can quickly grasp. The intelligence is very high, right? And they're free. They can easily express themselves. They'll cry a minute and they'll laugh a minute, and you know, they have no inhibitions, right? They can be themselves. So really, so this is the zone of the mind of a child. And then as we, you know, the only drawback is here, the child, of course, he has the children have very high mirror neurons, right? What are mirror neurons? Mirror neurons are something that we learn by watching others, right? We watch others. So when a child is born or a child is young, when the parent or the guardian feeds the child and the child opens the mouth and the child feeds the parent, or the guardian feeds the child. So they have mirror neurons is very sharp, where they can quickly pick things by just watching. Okay, so because of this, of course, the children, you know, develop both the positive and the negative aspects of it, right? And that's why when we grow old, you know, this clash happens, this resistance happens, because a huge part of it also, you know, there might be positive things that we learned in our environment, but there could also be negative. But the sad part is that the negative aspects of things are much filled, okay, because the hypnotic rhythm is higher in percentage in our current environment if we pay closer attention, right? So that's why in the early childhood, okay, so the analytical or the logical mind, the subconscious mind is fed with all of the instructions from the environment, from the media, from parents, from the guardians, from the ancestral, and really, if you see this, right, this nature is not, you know, that it's just happening right now. So we can't blame our parents or you know, our ancestors, okay, because this is happening for, you know, years on end, right? This is happening for centuries now. This is the rhythm that's been going on, okay, and the sooner we realize this, the better, right? So then, if we were to go a step deeper into this, okay, let's get a step deeper into this, okay, and understand the difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, okay? Now, the conscious mind, okay, is in the frontal lobe, right? The frontal lobe, or the neocortex, okay? Why is it called a neocortex? Neo is new, okay? So it's the newest evolution in the evolution of the brain. And in that, the neocortex is really the entry into your conscious mind, right? So that is the seat of your conscious mind, okay? In the frontal lobe, okay? And that is really consists of the 2%. And that can be also called the CEO of your entire brain system, because that is where the conscious mind is what makes the decision and or if you see, defines and sets the goal. Okay, so the CEO defines and sets the goal, or analyzes information, or defines certain things, and is the analytical part of the conscious mind, is the analytical or the logical part of the brain. Okay, the mind, you can say. Then we have the subconscious mind, and this is really the 2%. Okay, 2% is the conscious mind. Then we have the 98% is the subconscious mind, right? So the subconscious mind is really, if you look at it, is the CEO is the conscious mind is the CEO, and the subconscious mind is the entire team of a company. The subconscious mind sets the goal, and the team carries out the goal. Okay, and Einstein, Albert Einstein, he coins it very beautifully. I think he defines it very well, that what we have done is that the intuitive mind, okay, the subconscious mind is the intuitive mind, is the sacred gift, and the conscious mind is basically a faithful servant. Okay, but we have created a society where we kind of honor the servant, and we have forgotten the gift. Okay, we barely even use our gift. Okay, we've turned this gift against our own selves, because we don't know how to operate it, or we barely even pay attention to it. Okay, and that's why we need to draw these clues and jewels from these legends, and then try to absorb it and use it in our own lives, and see how life starts to change. We believe we inhibit ourselves from doing what really benefits us, right? Really, if you come to think of it, if we don't inhibit ourselves, the subconscious mind will really carry out anything that you tell it to. Okay, when we were a child, the child didn't know the difference between learning one language or 15 language or 7 language, or they're very sharp, right? Because they don't have analytical mind. So imagine if we were to withdraw ourselves a little bit back, okay, and not be too controlling, okay, not be too controlling, the subconscious mind will take up the instructions that you give it, and start to churn that for you. Okay, so really here's the thing. Okay, so like we talked about, so this is you. Okay, so you are the operator. Okay, so you are the operator. Okay, you are not the conscious or the subconscious mind, neither your body. Okay, we don't say I am body, or my body will not come to work. Okay, when we don't go to work, right? We are apart from the mind and the body, and this is one of the biggest pills that people have to swallow. Okay, because till the time we don't swallow this, these concepts won't be clear, and till the time we're not clear, it's not going to make that transformation, right? By going behind the conscious and the subconscious mind, and really operating it as per our will. Okay, and then changing certain things that we need to, and build a new model of reality, or model of the mind that you want. Okay, not by fighting the old, but by building a new. Okay, so our endeavor is not to fight the old patterns that are resisting, because resistance causes most resistance. We really can't, no matter how hard you try, and that's why we keep trying to change our today. Okay, what is, and we get the resistance. Our path is to go through the path of least resistance, and that is by building a new mind, building a new reality for ourselves. Okay, that's really the thing. To become an effortless manifester, we need to activate our subconscious mind, or we need to start working through intuitive intelligence as well, which we highly undermine, like Einstein said, right? We need to start working from the inside out, okay, rather than outside and then trying to feed that back, and then it sabotages us more. One part of our mind, we say, okay, I'm capable of doing that, or I need to do this, or I will do this. So we set a goal, okay? We start here, but as we go for a little while, okay, like I said, the reality will take a little time to raise his hand. If you raise his hand now, it'll take a little gap for the reality mirror to raise his hand. So we need to be patient. But what we do is we drop off here, okay, because we see, oh, it's not happening. We just can't really, get to the, grasp that idea that something like that can happen. Okay, let's say you are, currently at an X level of income, and you want to get to a Y level of income. Okay, now when you set the goal saying that yes, I can do this, or I can be an entrepreneur, I can make that impact. Okay, when you raise that level, okay, initially you start here, but then slowly, as because the reality will take a little time, in that grace period, you drop your motivation, you drop your elevated emotion down. Okay, and also plus you will have that fear of the criticism and the analytical mind. Okay, what if all those what ifs are analytics. Okay, so the conscious mind, we have been our intelligence is basically turned against us is when we try to do too much of what if and too much of fear of failure, too much of fear of what people would say, how people would perceive you. All of these are the intelligence turning against us. Like we talked about when a child does something, they have no inhibitions. Okay, so we need to turn on our little bit switch of trying to get to that level of a little bit free zone, so that clear mental space. Okay, so when we do that, so then we press the brake and what happens? We go down. Okay, what if we don't press the brake and we keep accelerating our conviction, our elevated emotion? Okay, we start with the same gusto and keep accelerating. Okay, the reality will reflect that. Okay, even if it's the tiniest of things that you start getting, you start pulling that and feeding that back into your system, your subconscious mind. You will tell the subconscious mind that yes, we are on the right track, we are on the right. You don't drop the level of your confidence, you don't drop the level of your trust. Confidence is really trust. Okay, confidence is not just anything, but confidence is really clarity. Okay, so you keep pushing rather than racing and then pressing the brakes that the hypnotic rhythm makes us do. What we do is switch it. Okay, we won't let our intelligence, we won't inhibit our intelligence. We will use our intelligence to really accelerate our success, accelerate our manifestation. Okay, so what we do is we keep on pushing. Okay, we keep on pushing rather than going down. Okay, so this is the level 2 of how we can really use the subconscious mind for our advantage. Okay? Between the conscious and the subconscious mind is the analytical mind, which is the bridge. Okay, again, read this book, okay, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It will give you a lot of clarity on this. Okay, so this analytical mind is really kind of like a boon, and it can be like a curse if we use it too much. Like, think of this, it's okay to think, but when we overthink, then it becomes analysis and paralysis, right? We've heard of that concept, right? So what we really do is to think sometimes is okay, to just analyze, what's right, to have some logic, to figure out, But then what we tend to do is we overthink, we overutilize, we overcontrol, okay? When we set a goal, okay, then we try to control our every step. When we try to put one foot, in front of the other, and when we try to start walking towards a goal, we take 2 steps back. Why? Because then we are not able to see what we want to see, and then we want to control, or we get a little insecure. Okay, so we take 2 steps back. But the subconscious mind is, the moment you withdraw, the subconscious mind will withdraw, because it goes by the order of what you are thinking or feeling. Okay, what you're thinking and what you're feeling, what your conscious mind, what you are, asking your conscious mind to do. And that's the key here, really. If you can get this, okay, your whole life is going to change. So we now understood the problem, right? We understood the problem that we turn our own intelligence against us by overutilizing this. As Einstein said, that an intuitive mind is a sacred gift and a rational mind is a faithful servant. Okay, but man has built a society where we, serve the servant and we've forgotten the gift. Okay, so we now we need to start utilizing our intuitive gift more. Okay, and that is by silencing this. Okay, so now let me go to the concept of the brain waves we talked about. Okay, now what does being silent for 15 minutes in the morning really do? Okay, being silent for 15 minutes in the morning, what it really does is it takes the brain from the beta, which is awakening state, to the alpha, which is a little bit slower brainwave frequency, then a theta, which is a little more slower. Theta is basically, especially people who are very, very deep into spirituality, they can reach the theta level, and the delta when you're asleep. Okay, so even if you are in the alpha state, if you can even hit the alpha state, which is by slowing down your brain waves every morning, what it does is it'll train your conscious mind to become less analytical, not to become too skeptical. Okay, because it's blocking you. It's blocking you getting on your own way. Okay, that's what means by you getting on your own way. Okay, so because the subconscious mind, if you try to use your conscious 2% of your mind too much, 90% will withdraw and will say, okay, so the 2% mind is active, so it doesn't really carry out the order that you want it to. So you have to really stop controlling too much, take a step back, give the order, set the intention, and surrender. So that is why this sweet spot between intention and surrender is both very important. Okay, we don't do intention, action, effort, doing. We have to, take a step back and also give the orders and let the team. So just like how the CEO, if he sets the goal and if he tells his team, okay, this is the goal, this is what we need to do. If he keeps hindering, if he keeps micromanaging, the team is going to go, okay, you do it. Okay, we will sit back and you do it, right? So the CEO has to trust the team that once this is set and once this is done, okay, the team will carry it out. Okay, there is no two way about it. Okay, so the reality that you set, it will happen. Okay, the goal that you set is going to happen. There is no two way about it. And like quantum physics states that the reality that you hold in your vision, is already present. You just have to tap into that by, you know, switching on this inner intuitive mind, because the intuitive mind is also the gateway into the quantum field as per quantum physics. If you combine neuroscience and quantum physics into it, it becomes very powerful. And that's why I include neuroscience and quantum physics in my programs, is because of this, to make it to solidify the entire process for you. Okay, so here, when the intuitive mind, okay, that's why most of the times, okay, when we are able to get some intuitives, we say, well, no, I can feel it in my gut, right? I can feel it in my gut. The intuitive mind is active at that time. Okay, so if you have learned to phase out and become less analytical, okay, then your intuitive mind will be active and will start giving you certain prompts and certain things to, you know, do or say or call somebody or do somebody. You start to get from the prompts from within. So you have to start really tuning in. Okay, start honing in your inner world, because that's from where, when you start to tap into the intuitive, your subconscious mind, is when you start, you know, seeing more better results than you would by just trying to do things with a 2%. That is just draining your energy. You know, that's working hard. That's the difference between working hard and working with clarity and intention. You set the goal. Your job as the operator of your brain, operator of your mind, is just tell the conscious mind to set the goal. What are the things that are defining, you know, labeling, whatever is there, and then withdraw back, step back. Okay, set the intention and surrender, the sweet spot. The moment we can grasp the sweet spot between surrender and intention, okay, that's when the manifestation starts to double, triple. Okay, and that's when success, you know, you ride the ladder of luck after luck. Okay, so now, our job is to really, rather than being too controlling, okay, so controlling means that you're very insecure, you're not very sure, you're not very rooted in your conviction that this will happen. Okay, that's when we drop our level again. So the moment you drop your level here, okay, your reality will also drop. Okay, so we have to keep our conviction, our faith, our confidence that the reality is already there. We just need to keep tapping into that time and again. Okay, so the successful people, you know, make the decisions very quickly because they have a lot of clarity. Okay, they make the decisions very quickly, and as and when they need to change that decision, they do it very slowly. They don't do it very fast because they know that the fruits of labor will take some time. Okay, it's not that you make a decision and sit on it, even if it's, you know, piling, you know, failure after failure. Like Thomas Edison, you know, failed a couple of times, and then he kept changing his system. You don't change the goal. Your goal remains the same, but your method, you keep trying different methods. Okay, so what people do is when you set a goal, okay, when something goes wrong, instead of changing our methods, okay, like we tried this and it didn't happen, we'll try the other way. What we do is, instead of changing the method, we change the goal. We say, okay, let's lower our goal. No, it's not working. Okay, so that's not the way. Okay, so that's that. So successful people make decisions very quickly, but changes very slowly. People who are not very successful, because they don't have much clarity, they take a lot of time to make a decision, and then changes very quickly because they keep, you know, being pulled by here and pulled by there, because their inner conviction is not very strong. Okay, so if you want to really build that inner conviction strong, you set your foot and then you stick by it, okay, till the time you start seeing some results. Okay, you will get that intuition to be able to follow through. And even if you have to change a little bit slightly, because the nature tries to take the path of least resistance, even if you have to change your method slightly, your goal is still there. Okay, your goal is still there. You don't change the goal, you'll change your methods. So the bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind, use it whenever required. Okay, not all the time. Not being too judgmental, too analytical, too skeptical. Okay, then that becomes a hindrance. So what we do is, and we also become okay with some uncertainties, because sometimes the bridge between the ideal reality and the current reality, there is a bridge, okay, that we have to all pass, in which there is no uncertainty. You are not seeing the results right now. You have no clue what's going to happen next. But you have to go with that faith of the wish already fulfilled. You go with the conviction that it's already done. When that happens, the subconscious mind gets activated even more, because the subconscious mind does not know, it has no effort, it doesn't make any effort to carry this X order or your Y order. So really, so the 4 key things, okay, I want to leave you with to really power your subconscious mind is 1, 2, like I said, to be okay with uncertainty. Successful people are always, they don't fear any, they take 1 foot forward, and the next, okay, 1 foot forward, and they're okay with, not being certain about not seeing the results immediately. They don't have instant gratification, they have a long-term vision, okay, and they keep persisting. So number 1 is being okay with uncertainties, okay. Number 2 is being open to anything for that matter, okay, because the mind, the moment you open and you raise a level, elevate your emotion, okay, you can't go with cringed, small, kind of like mind, okay, you have to have an open mind. In terms that ways the subconscious mind gets because the subconscious mind goes by the nature of your feeling. What are you feeling inside? It goes by the nature of your feeling inside, what kind of feeling that you're holding, because the subconscious mind does not understand language or does not understand anything. It understands feeling, okay. So that's why the feeling is so powerful. That's why we say 2% conscious mind, the thoughts, but 98% the feeling or the being, okay. So that's why if you can master this thermostat here, okay, of feeling great every time, irrespective of the environment outside, you will become a super manifester, okay. So the third is, like I said, the faith or the trust or the confidence. Now you have to go with the trust. You have to trust the subconscious mind. You have to trust the power of your mind, okay. So that's why, again, anytime I speak to my clients, the first thing I tell them is, when they ask me, okay, will this work, or when is it going to work, or how is it going to work. So if those kind of skepticism, what happens is that you have to take a step back, because that's how we've been conditioned to think, right? Is basically being decisive, okay, being very clear of what, because most of the times we lack confidence and we lack a self-image and self-esteem. People, we have a lot of this, because we limit our own selves, okay. We think, am I even worthy of this, do I even have the worthiness or the esteem to do this? Because our self-esteem is, the word self-esteem itself means that your own esteem, your own worth, your own clarity about what you want, who you are, okay. Nobody else defines that, you define that, okay. So your self-worth is not going to increase by somebody else coming and applauding you. Nelson Mandela, when he when he came out of jail after 27 years, okay, he mentions his story that for the first 10 years, okay, he kept, going into that negative loop of why me, why did this happen, going into anger, bitterness, resentment. But after 10 years, when he shook out of that, hypnotic rhythm, okay, when he shook out of that, then he came to a realization that, what if, I can get out of here? Can I ever get out of this jail? Can I do this? Can I do? So he started asking those questions, turning his magnet inwards and start asking this subconscious mind, okay, what can I do to get out of here? Okay, can I get out of here? What can I do? So then the subconscious mind responds with the open-ended questions, opens with the feeling, opens with the kind of like if you really gravitate inwards and really feel it, okay, the emotions, the subconscious mind responds to it, okay. Then he started responding, okay. Then he started, okay, yeah, you perhaps can, and it starts giving you ideas, okay. So why didn't I write to the US government? So he started writing to the US government, okay, with that little insight that he got from within, intuitive intelligence. He started writing letters to the US government and started exchanging ideas, about the apartheid and all of that, conversations. And then, after a little while, there was a requirement for a leader to run the country, right? So then he started to ask his, inner intuitive mind, okay, is there, who can lead the country? Who can lead the country, right? Who can lead the country? Then the answer started to come, perhaps, I can lead the country, perhaps I can lead the country. So then this intuitive mind started to give, so basically the initial, the thought, the goal that he set himself, can I get outside, can I do something worthwhile? The intuitive mind, after a little while, it starts giving intuition, and then he carries out the goal, the subconscious mind carries out the goal, right? So then he got outside and he went on to lead the nation, right? So that's how powerful the subconscious mind is, okay. It was an impossible thing for him to get out of jail, because he was in prison for life, right? So after 27 years when he came out, okay, he said, I'm going to leave all my resentment, anger and all of it here itself, and then I'm going to enter into my new role, because if I take that baggage, okay, then I'll still be prison if I go outside. If we were to be in that situation, we would have lost hope, right? We would have said it's never going to happen, right? But imagine, if impossible can happen by your subconscious mind can really power your life. Okay, so I think that's all I have on this video. Okay, so I conclude the video with that. I sincerely hope this was helpful for you, and if you really like the content, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and hit that bell icon, okay, so that you can be notified of future upcoming videos. Okay, so thank you, until next time.